Hello friends, welcome to Dreamweaver Crocheting with Love. This is the part 2 of our baby frock tutorial. In part 1, we had worked the yoke of the frock, and in the part 2, I'll be making the skirt part of this frock. Now as you can see, I have put 4 markers in order to partition the sleeves as well as the front and the back part of the frock. Now for the 9th row of the yoke, in total I had worked 250 double crochets. So for the sleeves, I have marked about 69 double crochets each, and for the front as well as for the back, we have 56 double crochets each. So let's start with the first round of the skirt. Now the stitch pattern that I am going to use for the frock is a multiple of 8. So the number of double crochets that are counted for the front as well as for the back is 56 each, which sums up to 112. And this is a multiple of 8. So we can very well start off with a skirt part. For working with the skirt, I am using this yellow colored yarn. So insert your hook into the stitch where we had slip stitched and pull up this yarn. And work one chain. For the first round of the skirt, insert your hook into the same space. Work a V stitch. That is one double crochet followed by 3 chains. And one more double crochet into the same stitch. Now work 3 chains. Skip the next 3 stitches and insert your hook into the 4th stitch and work a fan stitch, that is 2 double crochets followed by 2 chains and 2 more double crochets all into the same space. Again work 3 chains. Skip the next 3 stitches and insert your hook into the 4th stitch and work a V stitch. So this sequence you have to repeat. That is a V stitch followed by 3 chains. Skip the next 3 stitches and make a fan stitch. Again followed by 3 chains. Skip the next 3 stitches and repeat the sequence. So just continue with the sequence till you reach the first marker. And once you reach the marker, we shall make the first sleeve of our frock. After working the V stitch, I have 3 stitches left. So work 3 chains. Remove the marker from the 4th stitch and into this marked stitch work a fan stitch. Followed by 3 chains. Now skip the 69 double crochets of the sleeve part and moving into the stitch after the marked stitch, work a V stitch. Followed by 3 chains. Now the sequence repeats, that is, we will be skipping the next 3 stitches and into the 4th stitch work a fan stitch. So continue the sequence for the front part of the frock, and once you come across the marker, you will be skipping the 69 double crochets for the second sleeve as we had done for the first sleeve, and continue with the back part till you reach the end of the round. So here I have almost come to the end of the first round, and for this round the last stitch which I worked is a fan stitch followed by 3 chains. I have just 2 stitches left, so I'll skip these 2 stitches and slip stitch on top of the first double crochet. So that completes the first round. So for the first round, I have worked 15 sets of V-stitch followed by fan stitch. The one important thing that needs to be noted while working the first round is that at the beginning of a round, if you had worked a V-stitch, then the round should be ended with a fan stitch. So both the stitches should be worked alternately. Now let's start with the second round. For the second round, slip stitch inside the chain 3 space of the V-stitch and work 1 chain. Into the same space, work 6 double crochets. So here I worked a shell of 6 double crochets. Now work 2 chains. Going into the chain 2 space of the fan stitch, again work a fan stitch. That is 2 double crochets, 2 chains and 2 more double crochets. Followed by 2 chains. Again, moving to the chain 3 space of the V-stitch, we'll be working a shell of 6 double crochets. So just repeat with this pattern till the end of the round. After working the last stitch of the second round, which is a fan stitch, I have worked 2 chains and slip stitch on top of the first double crochet. So that completes the second round. Now we shall work the third round. For the third round, work 1 chain and going into the same stitch, work 1 double crochet followed by 1 chain. Moving to the next double crochet, again work 1 double crochet followed by 1 chain. So repeat it for the first 5 double crochets and each double crochet should be followed by 1 chain. So here I have done 5 double crochets separated with 5 chain 1 spaces. Now going to the 6th double crochet, work 1 double crochet, but after working the 6th double crochet, you need not work any chains. So moving to the chain 2 space of the fan stitch, again work a fan stitch. And after working the fan stitch, you need not work any chains. So now again we have come across the 6th double crochet shell and we need to repeat the same sequence as we have done for this. So just continue with the sequence till the end of the round. So I have almost come to the end of the third round, and as usual the last stitch is a fan stitch, and after working this fan stitch you need not work any chains. So going to the top of the first double crochet, work a slip stitch. So that completes the third round. And after the completion of third round, the skirt pattern looks in this way. Now we shall work with the fourth round. For the fourth round, work 1 more slip stitch into the chain 1 space. Now here we have 5 chain 1 spaces. So going into each of the chain 1 spaces, work a puff stitch of 6 loops. So into the first chain 1 space, I will work the first puff stitch. So I have 6 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all the 6 loops and work 1 chain. Moving to the next chain 1 spaces, again work a puff stitch of 6 loops. Yarn over, pull through all the loops. Work one chain to secure, work one more chain. So you will be repeating this for 3 more times. So here I have worked 5 puff stitches followed by 5 chains. Now moving to the chain 2 space of the fan stitch, again work a fan stitch. And work one chain. So now the sequence will repeat, that is going into each of the chain 1 spaces, work a puff stitch followed by one chain, and when you come across the chain 2 space of the fan stitch, work a fan stitch followed by one chain. So just continue with this sequence till the end of the round. So I have come to the end of the 4th round by working a slip stitch on top of the first puff stitch worked. Now we shall start with our 5th round. So for the 5th round, we will be working 4 more slip stitches so as to reach the center puff stitch of the 5 puff stitches worked in the previous round. So I have reached the 3rd puff stitch, that is the center puff stitch. Now work one chain and going on top of the same stitch, work a V stitch. That is 1 double crochet followed by 3 chains and 1 double crochet into the same stitch. So I worked a V stitch. Now work 3 more chains. Skip next 2 puff stitches and going into the chain 2 space of the fan stitch, work a fan stitch. Followed by 3 chains. Again moving to the 3rd puff stitch, work a V stitch. So insert your hook on top of the 3rd puff stitch. Work 1 double crochet followed by 3 chains and 1 more double crochet into the same stitch and work 3 more chains. So in this way we have to just repeat the pattern till the end of the round. The last stitch of the 5th round was a fan stitch, and after that I had worked 3 chains and slip stitch on top of the first double crochet worked. One thing that you should remember is that between the V stitch and the fan stitch you should work 3 chains for the 5th round. Now from here on this pattern is a repeat sequence, that is you will be working round 2, round 3, round 4 and round 5 again and again for the desired length of your frock. Since I am doing this frock for a 12-month-old baby, so I will be repeating these 4 rows for about 5 to 6 times more. So once I am done with it, I shall get back. So here I am done with the skirt part, and as I mentioned earlier, I repeated the rows 2, 3, 4 and 5 for a total of 5 times. And in total from here till here I worked 21 rows, And the last row, that is the 21st row, is a row of V stitches followed by fan stitches. So after doing this row, I have cut the yarn since the next two rows will be done using the blue yarn. Now we shall start with the 22nd row. The first stitch is a V stitch. So inserting your hook into the chain 3 space of the V stitch, pull this yarn. I will be working the edging of the frock in two rows. So for the first row, work one chain and going into the same stitch, work 7 triple crochets, and after working each of the triple crochet, work one chain. So this is the first triple crochet. After doing the first triple crochet, work one chain. Again going back to the same space, work the second triple crochet followed by one chain. So this you need to repeat until you have 7 triple crochets separated with chain 1 spaces. So here I have done with the 7 triple crochets, and each triple crochet is followed by one chain. Now after working the last triple crochet and one chain, go into the chain 2 space of the fan stitch and work one single crochet followed by one chain. Again going back to the chain 3 space of the V stitch, we will be working 7 triple crochets, and between the triple crochets we need to work one chain. So the sequence repeats. So just continue with this pattern till the end of the round. Into the chain 2 space of the fan stitch, I have worked the last single crochet followed by one chain, and in order to end the round, slip stitch on top of the first triple crochet worked. So that completes the round. Now in order to work the last round of the frock, insert your hook into the chain 1 space and work one slip stitch. Now work one chain and into the same space work one single crochet. Now work 3 chains. Going to the next chain 1 space, work one single crochet followed by 3 chains. Moving to the next chain 1 space, again work one single crochet. So I have done this for 2 times. Repeat the same for 3 more times. So as you can see, I have worked the sequence for a total of 5 times. After working the last single crochet, work 3 chains. And here we have come across the single crochet worked in the previous round. So going on top of the single crochet, work one slip stitch followed by 3 chains. Again the sequence repeats, that is going into the chain 1 space, work one single crochet followed by 3 chains. So repeat it for 5 times in total. After working the last single crochet, work 3 chains, and moving to the top of the single crochet of the previous round, work one slip stitch. So just continue with this sequence till the end of the round. So I have done a slip stitch on top of the last single crochet of the 22nd row, and after working a slip stitch, I have done 3 chains. And in order to end the 23rd round, I have slip stitch on top of the first single crochet worked. Now we shall have the full view of the frock. So that completes the baby frock tutorial for a 12-month-old baby. Moreover, as I mentioned earlier, you can work the same frock for babies in different age groups by just changing the hook size. The details of all those I shall give in the description box below for your reference. I hope you found this tutorial really very useful and interesting too. In case of any queries, please let me know through comments. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.